So here's some more examples. 5/6 minus 2/3. Again, they don't have the same denominator. I need to write the two fractions with the same number on the bottom. What's the smallest number that both 3 and 6 will go into? We'll start with the biggest number. Does 3 go into 6? Yes, it does. So we're going to write them as sixths. This one already is. What did I do to 3 to get 6? Not add 3, I multiplied by 2. So 2 times 2 makes 4. Now I've got the same denominator. 5 minus 4 makes 1/6. Alright, what about this one? 3/4 and 6/5. Well, I need a number that both 4 and 5 will go into. So let's start with 5 and go up in multiples. Does 4 go into 5? No. Does 4 go into 10? No. Does 4 go into 15? Still no. Does 4 go into 20? Yes, it does. 4 goes into 20 5 times. In fact, the number I've ended up with is just 4 times 5. Sometimes that's, well, sorry, let me say it a different way. That will always work, but sometimes there'll be a smaller number that will also work. So let's use 20. Now because this one's a little bit harder, I'm actually going to write the multiplications here so you can see exactly what's happening. To turn the 4 into 20, I had to multiply by 5. So on the top, I'm going to have 3 times 5. And to turn the 5 into 20, I had to multiply by 4. So on the top here, I'm going to have 6 times 4. Whatever I did to this 4, multiplied by 5, I have to do to this one. Whatever I do to this to make 20 times 4, I have to do to this. Okay? That's 15 over 20 plus 24 over 20. Well, now I've got the same denominator. 15 plus 24 makes 39 over 20. Oh, that's an improper fraction again. But that's okay. You can leave that as your answer. It's fine. But if you prefer, it's exactly the same as 1 and 19/20. Personally, I usually prefer the improper fraction. Alright, a couple more examples. 9 over 7 minus 2 over 5. Well, 9 over 7 is improper, but again, that's okay, it doesn't matter. I need a number that both 7 and 5 will go into. What's the smallest number that both 7 and 5 will divide? Well, start with the 7 and go up in multiples. Does 5 go into 7? No. Does 5 go into 14? No. Does 5 go into 21? No. Does 5 go into 28? No. But 5 goes into 35. In fact, 35 is just 5 times 7. Again, you can always just multiply the two denominators. But sometimes, as we'll see next, there's a smaller number that will also work. Here, 35. So what did I do to 7 to get 35? I had to multiply by 5. So at the top I'm going to have 9 times 5. And what did I do to 5? I've written the wrong number. Should be 35. What? I did it again. Let's try again. That's better. What did I do to 5 to get 35? I multiplied by 7. 2 times 7. Alright, 5 9s are 45, and 2 7s are 14. Oh, this is improper, but we knew that already. That's okay. 45 minus 14 is all I need to do now that I have the same denominator. Well, 45 minus 14 is 31. And there's my answer. Try this one. 1/6 plus 4/9. What's the smallest number that both 6 and 9 will go into? We'll use the same technique. 9. Does 6 go into 9? No. 18. Does 6 go into 18? Yes, it does. So let's use 18. 6 times 3 is 18. So at the top I'm going to have 1 times 3. 9 times 2 is 18. So at the top I'm going to have 4 times 2. Okay, work those out. That's 3 over 18 plus 8 over 18. And now I have the same denominator. It's just 3 plus 8. 11 over 18. But what happens if you can't work out that it's 18? Let me show you. Let me try that again. I have 1/6 plus 4/9. If you get stuck and you can't work out the lowest common denominator, you can always just multiply them. 6 times 9 is 54. Now that's a big number, which is why this way is better, but this way will work. Let me show you. 6 times 9 is 54, so at the top I'm going to have 1 times 9. 9 times 6 is 54, so at the top I'm going to have 4 times 6. Well, that's 9 over 54, and that's 24 over 54. Okay, I've got the same denominator now. I'm going to get 9 plus 24, which is 33. That doesn't look like the same answer at all, does it? But wait, 33 and 54 have a common factor, 3. 3 divides both of these, so this is not in simplest form. Well, how many times does 3 go into 33? 11 times. How many times does 3 go into 54? It's a bit harder, a bit beyond many people's mental maths. Well, it goes into 60-20 times, so it must be 18 times. And look at that, it's the same answer. You can do it this way, it still works. But you can save yourself some effort and some harder numbers if you can think first up about the lowest common denominator. One more example, same kind of idea. 7/12 minus 3/8. Well, I need a number that both 8 and 12 will divide into. Does 12 work? Does 8 go into 12? No. Next multiple, 24. Does 8 go into 24? Yes, it does. So let's use 24. 12 times 2. So 7 times 2, 8 times 3, so 3 times 3. Well, that's 14 over 24, and that's 9 over 24, which gives me 14, take away 9 is 5. Simple as that.